Hello, beautiful friends. I'm going to dive into the meaning of the Ankh today, the symbolism of the egg, and a little bit of the yin yang, masculine feminine balance. Um, and it's all intertwined in this piece that I created called, I named it the YONIVERSE. And I created it during this COVID experience, which is also a womb space, a creation space, a time to turn in and consider, the things that I am creating, where my ideas come from, where I want to create from, and how I inspire. And this piece also touches, like I said, a little bit on the masculine and feminine, which we'll dive into more with later pieces that really speak about that. The Ankh is a symbol of everlasting life. We see it a lot. We see it in, Egyptian culture. We see it in tattoos. Of course, I even have it, wearing it today. It's often held by different deities, Osiris and Isis and a myriad other gods. It's been called perhaps a power source, a key of life. And this may be also literal, but in a figurative sense, it comes up often as a symbol of protection. It can also mean, some interpretations of it are the water, air, and sun, masculine and feminine, being the horizontal and upright, and the combination of their symbols, the cohesion of heaven and earth, and then the plane that we live in. And it's often representing creation in general. To me, the Ankh has always meant, when I was little and first saw it, I was struck by what I felt was the likeness, and I guess I always saw it in the hands of goddesses. So this, if it's everlasting life, it would be the female reproductive system, where we have the horizontals as the fallopian tubes holding the ovaries, and then the lower portion being the vagina, and then the womb space, once the idea is planted, the sacred DNA, the information when two become one evolves into life, and that life grows, and that fills out the upper portion. So to me, that is the womb space, and this is probably the ultimate creative space that I can think of, literal and symbolic, wrapped up. So in this piece, the YONIVERSE, it's centered around the Ankh, and then we have the universe spinning around it. So we are all in this cosmic universe. We have this galaxy, and it's bound together with gravity, and in it, this is our space to create. And so I've been considering this very much. Another thing that's represented that helps me dive deeper and inspires me more is in the center of the Ankh, in the open space, I have an egg, and that's where the two figures rest inside. And the egg, of course, is for the creation space. It has all the nutrients, it has all the information, once fertilized, to create a little being that's not a mammal. And we use it all the time. We use it at Easter. We use it, so many cultures commemorate the egg as this perfect, I wonder what I have in here, as this perfect symbol of renewal, of a new chance, of fresh life, of spring. And in this piece, I made the egg red. So in the egg, we have a male and female figure, and these are symbolic of partnership, but also the masculine and feminine energies inside each of us, and the masculine and feminine energies that are required, that balance of yin and yang, to really have the cohesion, whether it is in something very huge like our galaxy, or seeing a project through, or making a baby. And this particular egg I made red, symbolic of the red egg of Mary Magdalene. So one of the most famous couples of all written history would be Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And when Mary went before, I think it was the Emperor of Rome, after Jesus was crucified, and she saw him rise to the dead. She was the one that was there to behold him rising from the dead. And the emperor said, there's as much chance of him rising from the dead as that egg in your hand turning red. And as the story goes, the egg immediately turned a vibrant blood red. So I made this egg red as a symbol of that miracle of renewal, of creation, and the masculine and feminine resting together in 69 position, the yin yang, that duality, which we'll dive into much more in a later piece. So everything is birthed, right? Everything, every human, every animal, each galaxy, nebulas are born every day. Light is born of dark. And we all have this, this cosmic womb and our human womb. So every idea, everything that we make, everything around us first had to be conceptualized, and then it evolved, and then we made it. So this piece inspires me daily to really, really nurture those beginnings, and not just the space within me, physical space, but the wombs that I'm in every day. And so that's why this, as the ultimate chrysalis, is something I'm paying homage to and including in this show. It's all about the genesis, the beginnings, doing this with the greatest intention so that we have the greatest potential. And I think COVID has offered me not just the time to create this show about this womb space, the chrysalis, it is one itself. So it can be a time, although it can be a time of destruction and despair, a time where we can turn inward and pay attention to these things. So I hope this piece inspires you in your creation, and we'll dive into more soon.